this is Chapter 7, 11A. We're looking at the cash short and over entries. And in your book, at the back of Chapter 7 for 11A, it gives you a list of dates. We have a $100 change fund, we have cash register receipt amount, and then actual cash counted. So the first thing we have to do, taking a look at July 2nd, is our actual cash count is $387, but if we subtract out the 100 change fund that we need to leave in our register to start the next day, we actually have an actual cash counted of $287. So we're going to debit our cash account for $287, and then we're going to credit our revenue account from the cash register receipt amount for the $289. And then when we find the difference, we're going to debit our cash short and over for the difference of $285, because one, we're short. We're supposed to have the $289. We only have $287. So if we add these together, our debits and credits equal. And then this problem also asks you to post. So I'm going to scroll down, and since on the second we debited the cash short and over, I'm going to scroll down to the ledger account. So on July 2nd, from page J8, we debited it. And then we calculate our balance. We had 0 in there, so now we have a $2.50 balance. Then on the 9th, our cash was $411, so we subtract out our 100 change fund and we get $311. And the cash register amount was also $311, so there is no short and over. We don't record it, and there's nothing to post. The 16th, our cash was $408.50. We subtract out our 100 change fund to leave in the register for the next business day, and we deposit $308.50 in the bank. The register says we're supposed to have $306, so we record our revenue as a credit to service fees, and we're long. We have $308.50, but we're only supposed to have $306, so we credit the cash short and over whenever we are long. So we'll go down here to post that. So we credit the $250, so then our current balance of a debit of $250 plus a credit of $250 cancels each other out. You want to treat these debit and credits as like we do when we have opposites, like negatives. So you add likes and you subtract opposites. So since my balance was a debit, I'm putting in a credit, I find the difference, and now I'm back even. Okay, then on the 23rd, the book said that my cash count was $415, so I subtract out the $100, and I have $315. My revenue is $317.50, so I'm short again $250. So when I go down here, I debit $250. I have my balance at 0. I go ahead and put my new balance as a debit of $250. Then on the last one, my cash was $399.50. Subtract out my $100 change fund to leave for the next day, and I'm going to deposit $299.50 to the bank. The book says my service fees, my cash register says $296, so I am long. So my cash short and over is going to be credited for $350. So I have a debit balance of $250, and I'm going to post my credit of $350. So remember, we find the difference. So I have a $250 debit minus a $350 credit, ends up giving me a positive, or not a positive, but a credit of $1. Okay, so after I post everything, this isn't normal for us when we post, but it switches whether I have an overall loss or an overall gain in this situation. So when it's all said and done, I made an extra $1, so the balance represents a revenue.